Hey y'all, so I heard y'all wanted to be like your girl, become a CAA. So guess what? I got y'all, okay? We about to go over this thing together, okay? All right. I'm gonna be looking at this because y'all know I got to look down. I got to read what I got to read. All right. So first off, if you don't know, my name's Farron. I am a CAA. And on this vlog, this channel, whatever, we talk about doing anesthesia and we also talk about life. But today we're only gonna talk about anesthesia, okay? Well, a little bit of life too. I'm here to help y'all out, give y'all some tips, kind of share what I went through when I was applying and what y'all could do now to kind of like be better applicants for applying to the program, okay? So first of all, what do I even do? Okay, like what's the job? So what a CAA is we are highly trained but non-physician anesthesia care team members. So we provide anesthesia to patients and we work side by side with the doctors or the anesthesiologists. So I like to think of myself as kind of like the anesthesiologist's right-hand man, okay? You talk to whoever you want to talk to, they're gonna say whatever they want. That's how I feel about it, okay? I feel like I'm the right-hand girl. I'm the girl, okay? So basically what that looks like is you work in a hospital or some type of like surgical center where they do anesthesia, they do procedures that require anesthesia. And so either I'll go pre-op my patient or the anesthesiologist will pre-op the patient. I like it best when we both pre-op the patient so that they know who the patient is and they can ask them all the pertinent questions. And then I can just kind of come in and kind of fill in the blanks, like when's the last time you had something to eat, or I don't know, anything, just all the little things in between. So we really work as a team in that way. So I'll go pre-op them, ask them all the questions I need to know, and I'll do an airway exam so I can know what I'm looking forward to when we get back to the OR. Once we get back to the OR, I get them in there, put all of their monitors on, go ahead and run that. So I have my first set of vitals because you got to have a baseline. After that, I'll call my doctor and I'll say, hey, you know, we're ready in OR, whatever, for you to come in, because as an AA, you need to have your anesthesiologist in the room with you to go to sleep, to induce, okay? And so once the doctor comes in, we will administer drugs to get them sleep for the procedure, get them good and comfortable, so they don't feel any pain. Once they are asleep, we place a breathing device down so that we can manage their airway. And it kind of just depends on what type of surgery you're doing, because maybe you don't go to sleep. Like maybe they're kind of with it or whatever. It just depends on whatever the procedure is and whatever anesthesia it may call for, okay? But anyway, so during maintenance, I handle, like, I want to make sure that their body is doing what their body's supposed to do, because they're asleep, so their body don't want to work and want to do nothing. So I keep them breathing, make sure that they're setting well, make sure that their pain is well controlled, all of the things that you can think that your body's doing. I help out with that, okay? And if you're looking to do this career, you'll help out with that, okay? So you'll be managing pain, vital signs, all the things, okay? Everything in between. And so with that, after we've done our maintenance, we need to do emergence, which is when we wake up, make sure that the patient is comfortable. Are they breathing on their own? And then we take them to PACU or recovery, and we give report to the receiving nurse, the PACU nurse, and we say everything that we gave, patient history, all the things that they need to know, so that they can now take care of the patient. So that is what my job looks like in a short little time, okay? So how did we get here? All right, so let's see, because I wrote this stuff down for y'all. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to research, like do your research on what the actual career is and see if that might be something that you're interested in. While you're doing this research, also look up programs, several programs. They have programs in Indiana, in Texas, Wisconsin, all the places. So, you know, it's really hard right now to get into school, so keep an open mind, but that don't mean you can't, you know, do some research and have some preferences, you know what I'm saying? So do that, make sure this is the path that you want to go down. I mean, I tried a lot of things before I did this. Like I did hair, I was in the military before. When I was in college, I was a chemistry major, I worked in the lab for a while, so, you know, everybody's not going to take the same path. So if you're non-traditional, like that's not gonna stop you from pursuing this career, okay? Just wanted to get that out of the way. All right, so the first thing you need to do, like I said, do your research. The second thing you need to do is you need to get a bachelor's degree. Now, it does not matter what you get your bachelor's degree in, but if you know that this is the program you want to do, each program, like each school has their own prereqs. So that's why I said you need to do the research and kind of pick some schools that you might be interested in, because when you go on their website, they'll tell you like, hey, we require you to take this class, this class, this class. So it doesn't matter what you get your bachelor's degree in, but to me, it makes sense to line up your degree with your prereqs. So some of the prereqs are like biochem, biology, H&P, calculus, advanced statistics, some type of English writing class. I'm trying to think what else other classes. Yeah, chemistry, organic chemistry, yeah, calculus, all the things. And these classes, some of the classes do require labs. So just make sure that you have all of that done, because you don't want to graduate and then be like, oh, I'm missing a course, and then have to go back and take it, which is nothing wrong with that. But if you're already there, like, you might as well just go ahead and do it while you're there, because when you try to take classes after you graduated, you may not qualify as a full-time student, because you're not taking like full credits. You're just taking the classes that you need for the program, and that's expensive. You got to pay out of pocket for that a lot of times. So if y'all anything like me, y'all gonna save a coin. Now, I wasn't sure right after college that this was what I was gonna do, so I did have to go back and take some classes, even though I did get my bachelor's in chemistry, so my prerequisites pretty much lined up, but I didn't have to take statistics, so I had to go back and take statistics. Also, if there are any prerequisites where you have like B's and C's, I would say back in the day when I was applying, you maybe could have got through with that, but right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, you need A's, because it's very competitive, and a lot of people aren't really moving past the, I don't know, turning in the application phase where they actually get an interview. A lot of people aren't even in the interview pool. So whatever, if I say this is competitive, just know y'all need to go above and beyond, because we're becoming a very popular career choice. So y'all got to step the game up. So I'm just letting y'all know, okay? So get your bachelor's degree, make sure that you do your prereqs, okay? Make sure they line up. And for the non-traditional students, let's say you took a course maybe like 8 years ago. Like I said, you need to look at your program. Matter of fact, call them. Say, listen, I took biochem, but it was about 6 years ago. Are y'all still gonna take that? And you can call them, or you can look on the website, because some courses do have deadlines. Like, they'll be like, hey, we'll take this if you've taken it within the last 5 years or within the last 7 years. So make sure y'all are on top of that for my non-traditional babies, okay? Also, same thing for like AP credit, all that stuff. Talk to your program, because it varies. And like I said, things are getting very competitive, so you just want to make sure that you dot out the I's and cross out the T's, okay? Because we getting in there regardless. We getting in there. So that's that. And you can be like, when I was applying, I was still taking, like I said, I had to go back and take a couple courses, which was like stats. I think it was stats and something else. But while I was applying, I was still taking that course, which is fine, because it would have been done by the time classes started. So you can still be taking courses, but they have to be done, completed by the time like the program actually starts. So, I mean, I feel like that's common sense. Like, you can't be taking college courses and you starting your master's program, okay? Like, they're just, I don't know. But that's that. Let's talk about scores and like stats, okay? So before, I took the GRE when I applied, and I remember telling y'all, like, you know, pick the easier test, do the GRE, because why make it harder on yourself? I'm gonna take that back, because I recently talked to one of the directors, and they are like, he was the one telling me like, listen, it's hard to get in right now, and what I know is they're gonna value the MCAT more than they are the GRE, because it is a harder test. So I'm not saying don't take the GRE, but take the MCAT if you can. If you just can't do it and you just like, listen, the GRE, that's gonna be what I have to do, then do that, but you need to score high on both regardless. So for the MCAT, I think it said like the competitive score was like 500. So that means y'all need to be above 500. Like, it's a lot of people applying, so don't think like, oh, I got a 500, I'm in the clear. Like, no. Aim for the highest score that you could get, above 500, okay? And for the GRE, same thing. They'll say like your verbal needs to be 155, quantitative 157, and the writing has to be a 4.4. So that, to me, when I see competitive, I'm like, that's the baseline. I'm just letting y'all know that's the baseline. So step it up, okay? Like, it is what it is. Also, for your GPA, competitive is like a 3.75, aka 4.0. Like, I'm just saying, amp it up. I'm not saying you have to have a 4.0 to get in. I'm just saying that should be the aim. That should be the goal, to be like the best applicant that you could be. That's always the goal. So aim for above a 3.75. When I applied, my GPA was a 3.8, but also like it wasn't, I think it was still competitive, but it definitely wasn't as competitive as it is now, okay? And I took the GRE at the time, but things are changing and you gotta keep up with what the flow is, okay? As far as, so that's that, GPA, MCAT over GRE, 500 or above. Speaking of, if you do get, like, let's say you took your courses like past like 5-7 years, call the program and like let's say you already taken your MCAT and you scored really well, like above, like way above 500, they may waive some of your prereq requirements, okay? So y'all need to really be in contact with these people, okay? Because them the ones that's like, they're gonna be interviewing y'all and making sure all your documents together to even get you into an interview, okay? They're gonna be like, she ain't got this, he ain't got that, we ain't about to look, okay? So talk to them. I was calling the school every day. I was that girl that I'm gonna ask some questions, because the school's too expensive, okay? Tuition is about $70K a year. It's 2 years, 24 to 28 months, okay? That's what, $140,000 on top of the student fees, which is like another $3,400, okay? So if you're paying all this money, I think you should know all the things you need to know before you sign a little dot, accept your little offer, whatever you're gonna do, okay? So call them, make sure y'all on the same page. So besides the prereqs and all those things, the other thing that you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to take the Casper, which is kind of like this, it's an open response kind of situational judgment test assessment. And they have like the dates and stuff on that on the website, so y'all can look that up. Those are things like that, and like the Casper and filling out some of your application. Those are things you can kind of do right away. You're not really waiting on anything, versus like the MCAT, you know, you study for it, you take it, and I think you have to wait for the results. I don't know, I didn't take MCAT and I don't remember how it worked for the GRE, but those are things that might take a little longer, or like requesting your transcripts or whatever like that. So, you know, plan well, that's all I'm saying, because we do have deadlines and all the things. Yeah, so aside from Casper, there's also shadowing. When I applied, I didn't shadow because I applied during COVID time. So, and I'm from North Carolina, so hospitals were open in like Florida and Texas and still moving and going. North Carolina wasn't playing that, baby. We was in the house. They said y'all on lockdown, y'all can't go nowhere. Don't let nobody pass the red line, okay? I couldn't even get a daggone like shadowing waiver filled out. Like, that's how crazy it was. So again, I called the school and I said, listen, I can't get no shadowing hours, okay? Because we completely shut down over here. So what else can I do? The only way for me to get shadowing hours is for me to go to Florida. And if you're applying, I think I was interested in applying to Nova just because like it's Florida. That was like, I like Florida. I kind of wanted to be there too. It wasn't my number one, but still. They said, listen, we open, so you need shadowing hours. We ain't taking no waiver at the time. But anyway, that was past COVID times. So now I think the recommended hours was like 8 hours for shadowing. So again, that's the baseline. So that means y'all gotta go a few notches above, okay? So get as much experience and as much shadowing time as you can. And I know that it's really hard to find people who you can shadow. So if you know people who are applying or who have the same interests as you, or you go to the dentist or something, or you go to the orthodontist, you know, because anesthesia is in a lot of like like, I don't know, like hospitals or patient care facilities, closed mouths don't get fed. So ask, listen, I'm trying to go to this school and I need to shadow an anesthesiologist or an AA. Like, can you help me out with that? Like, I'm trying to apply. Like, y'all better ask somebody. Ask. Okay? Because let me tell you something. The hardest things in life for you to do, like that hard struggle, is going to be worth the reward. If it's just easy, boom, 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 it might not be worth nothing. Okay? So for all them anxious people, you got to open your mouth and you have to ask. And I'm not coming down on y'all because I'm her. I'm the anxious people. Okay? So make sure y'all ask that. So as far as like the overview of the process, that's pretty much it. So y'all remember there was like a website, and I don't know if it was only for, there was like this website when you was applying to college back in the day, or it might still be up, but it was like CFNC or something. Basically, it was like this form, this website where you kind of use this one website to apply to all the colleges you want to do. So applying for anesthesiologist assistant program is kind of the same way. They have a website like that, and I'll like, I don't know, flash it at the bottom or something like that so y'all can see it. And I'm just gonna give y'all like a little rundown of that. So all right, so this is the welcome page. This is where you would go to do your application, and it's just like the centralized application service for the anesthesiologist assistant program. So everything you do will be through this site. So you're just going to log in there, and then it'll bring you to this page, and you'll see like personal information, academic history, support information, and program materials. Once you're in personal information, this is just where you put all your background information, contact information, you sign your little release statement, which is one of the quicker things to do throughout the whole thing. And then academic history, that's when you're going to put all the schools you attended, colleges you attended. And then for the transcript, you can put, I think it's manual. So you can put in all of your transcript information here. Or I think once you put it in, it may pull from that form. But honestly, I don't remember. Mine just, it's still up there from last time. Okay. And if you go back to the page, back to academic history, you see where you can put in your standardized test. So that's where you put your MCAT and GRE stuff, and all the information will go right there. Then you have your supporting information. So this is where you do your evaluations and all of that. So when you click that, you will see that like it'll be like a little spot for you to say like create evaluation request. And so you just put in the person's name that you want to do like your recommendation letter, and you put in all their contact information, and it will send them a request to actually fill out the evaluation. And then once they're done, it'll come back and show completed for you. It may not give you access to see what they said about you. I don't think it does, but just tell them, whoever you're having do your recommendation letter, like give them a heads up so that they can check their inbox and everything, and make sure it don't go to junk mail. And then you'll see you put in all your experiences, achievements, license and certifications, but all that's on that tab. And you'll also see something that says essay. And basically on this section, this is kind of where your essay or personal statement kind of goes. So it's just kind of asking you like, why did you choose this career, or what's going to make you, what's going to, like, why should we pick you basically? So you'll add that in there. And then you have the program materials. So this is a list of, this will be like where all your programs are that you decided to apply to. And it'll be listed like that. And each school or each program has different requirements. So you have to pick on different ones. So I put like the New Mexico one on there because that's new. I ain't seen that one before. But let's click case because I don't know, it's the first one. So on here, you'll see the home page for each school, and that's on the side too. And right now they have like their characteristics of a successful applicant, which is nice that they have this all here together. So I would say when you're doing your personal statement, you want to make sure that what you're saying aligns with their expectations of what like their successful applicant candidate looks like. So you can even use like some of the same language. This is the question section right here. I think it's just asking you like what's your preference as far as like location site for the school. So it's Cleveland, Houston, Washington, and Austin for this one. Y'all know I went to Austin. And then there are just like some other questions that you'll go through and answer for this one school. Um, there's a spot to put your test scores, lab completion. I think there was a spot for shadowing too, but maybe it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, right here. So then when you click documents, there's a spot for like your resume and like that shadowing form, and I guess just some extra spots to put your test score report on there. And then lastly, you have your prerequisites. So they have everything listed that you need to have on here, and you just pretty much go in and plug in your grades where it says like biochem, bio with lab, whatever. You plug all of that in. And each one of your schools will have this kind of area. So you just need to make sure you going down the tab and kind of filling everything out so that you complete your application. So um this is where you add multiple kind of programs. The check marks are ones I click, but if you want to add one, you just kind of circle where the plus sign is, and that'll add it to like your list of programs that you actually want to apply to. And it'll show like when does it start, what is the start year, what city is it in, and then when is the deadline due for the actual application. So you just want to make sure that you're staying on top of that. But it's a good thing it's all listed. Once that's done and you complete everything, you're ready to submit. You'll come to this page right here, and like the little gray submit button, once the bar kind of moves over, it'll turn blue and you can submit those. Now that total fees at the top, those are your application fees, and it's going to change based on how many programs you decide to apply to. So, they $4.95, that's a coin. That wasn't even all the schools. That was just, I was just clicking some so y'all could see them. So keep that in mind. Or you can also just submit them all once they're all done, or just submit them one at a time, just whatever you want to do. And then that last bar is check status, and this is just kind of where you check the status of your application. So like all these saying in progress, because we're not really applying. But yeah, so that's pretty much the website.
All right, so now that we got that out the way, some last little things that I kind of want to tell y'all. So right now, I think that it's very helpful if you are a non-traditional student, because I get like a lot of y'all kind of DMing me saying like, oh, like, I graduated so long ago, or, I haven't taken these courses in such a long time, or I'm 45, or I'm whatever, like all the non-traditional kind of route. And I actually think that makes you a better applicant, because we need diversity in the programs, and the programs know that. They know that they need diversity in the programs. So not to say you got a leg up, it might be a little leg, but you kind of got a leg up right now, because you do have a different type of experience. If you're older, you have a different type of life experience. If you used to do RT before, if you used to do whatever you used to do is experience. And even when it just comes down to life experience, if you feel like you went through a really hard time and this is your come up, and you're maturing and you've made this decision to go this route, they're interested in that. They want to see that. So make sure to really kind of talk about that in your personal statement, because this is kind of like this is them meeting you kind of for the first time. So you want it to reflect that. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I need to put like a face to this paper. I want to meet this person. I want to see what's going on. Like, is she really about what she's talking about? And that's what I'm saying. Your personal statement is probably like the most important piece of your application, or like essay, whatever they call it. Each website might be different, might say essay, personal statement, whatever. So you want to make sure that you're reflecting like, this is who I am, this is what I've been through, this is how it's changed me, and changed me in a way that I can be helpful and I guess reliable in this field. Like, what are you bringing to make this healthcare world a better place? Okay. So you definitely want to make sure that you reflect that. And I mean, like, you can turn any weakness into a strength, okay? But really, you just want to show how you've grown. You want to show that you're open-minded. That's how they're going to meet you. So give them somebody they want to meet. Give them somebody interested. And the one thing I will say is whatever you say in that personal statement, you better be able to back it up, because if you say, oh yeah, and I used to be a singer, I used to sing at the Mexican restaurants for the happy birthday and whatever else, guess what they're gonna say? Sing happy birthday in Spanish in your interview. So if you sound like a raccoon dying, you a liar. You a liar. You a liar, or delusional, one of the two. And they know that. So be able to back up whatever you're saying in your personal statement. This is not the time to lie, okay? If you do, and when you do, because, you know, whatever's for you is for you. When you do get an interview and you get past that pool, make sure to be professional. Make sure to just do your best and show up as who you are, you know. You're gonna hear like some weird questions, like some perspective questions, and that's okay. And I think that at the end of my interview, I was like, dang, like, I don't know what the answer to that riddle was, or it probably wasn't even a riddle. It was just them kind of seeing like what your take on whatever they said was. And I remember being like, I might have shouldn't have said that, because maybe they was looking for something else, because I'm an overthinker. But next thing I know, they was like, we want you to come to our school. So, you know, pray about it, do your best, do your research, put your all into it, because this is a very long and tedious process, and it seems kind of big to be applying and stuff, but this is just the beginning, okay? So keep that in mind. I think that might be it. And per usual, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Let me know on Instagram or wherever you feel comfortable reaching out to me, and I will try to get back to y'all, because your girl should be a little bit busy, you know. Black Friday coming up, all the things. I'm tired, I'm working. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, okay?